Final round 19, more interviews to come. And you know what? I got commentator interview masters here. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves to you guys who don't know who they are. But you should definitely know who they are. All right, starting with this gentleman right here.
I'm David, aka Ultra David. I'm a commentator for fighting games. I've been playing fighting games for, 15 years, I guess. And a bunch of them, but I guess mostly Street Fighter and the like. And I've been playing a lot of 5 so far. There you go, I'm from California.
Okay, all right.
My name is James Chen, aka J Chenzor. I'm also a commentator. I've been playing fighting games pretty much since fighting games first came out, since the original Street Fighter 2. So yeah, I've been involved in fighting games for a very, very long time, and it's one of my favorite things. I love it.
Right. And so you guys have become, like, I want to say you guys are like the upper echelon, the actual mold for video game commentary, well, fighting game at least.
Yeah.
All right. Now, in this relationship, now this is a candid question, because there's two of you. You're a duo. It's
Right.
like the dynamic duo, to be exact, Batman and Robin. In this relationship, who's Batman and who is Robin? Or do you guys switch up?
I think he's probably more Batman, and I'm probably more Robin.
Okay.
I'm not going to argue with that.
Okay. All right. Now,
Because on stream every once in a while I say "Holy moly," so it kind of goes with the Robin thing, right? Holy moly, Batman!
Okay.
So there you go. That's my reason.
Okay. So basically, you come in with the cornball assist.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I look good in tights, So,
All right. Well, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna argue with you. All right. And you're happy with the Batman.
I'm happy with the Batman. Who wouldn't be happy with the Batman?
Yeah, but Batman needs Robin.
I'm not saying he doesn't. Actually, you know what? You are Batman-like in that you do a lot of the tech side of what we do.
So he has the utility belt.
Yeah, he has a utility belt. He has.
He lets you use the battery
in the
on Sunday.
He has the thing in the back cave with the big screen and all the doohickeys down there. That's what he runs.
No, but maybe that means I'm Lucius Fox, right?
Okay.
He's Batman, I'm Lucius
Okay.
Fox. There you go. So
All right.
I provide the tech. There you go.
Well, that's
None of us are Robin.
No. Okay. All right. Okay. Because he dies and kills him off, so nobody wants to be Robin at that. Right. Now, you guys, I would consider you of the old cloth. Okay, you guys came from the arcade generation. Okay, all right. And during the arcade generation, you guys did not wear the ties and the button downs. Okay,
That's true.
Okay. You were a little bit more freeform. But and I like the style now. You guys are set the standard. You guys are set the standard. Okay. All right. Now, but with that being said, besides you guys, who do you think are really good commentators at the moment? And this could be color commentators or just specific and raw, just like data. Just very informative commentating. It doesn't matter. Just in your opinion, who is really? You can take time out. You can have a huddle. You can discuss this. It's just just give me your opinion.
Outside of me,
Okay.
I think that the best commentators are Ketchup and Mustard. In
Oh
Mortal
yeah.
Kombat.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're twin brothers, so they have a lot of.
Oh, they got twin speak. I have twins.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so there you go. They have chemistry built in, but even on top of that, they're just really good. They have really good information. They have really good timing, really good pacing. They say the right thing at the right time a lot. I think that they're really, really good. I wish they would do it more often.
Okay.
They do it in Europe all the time, but I want to see them traveling a little bit more.
Right.
Go to Evo and do it at Evo.
All right. Now, when people come up to you guys and they're like, enamored, they're like, oh man, it's you guys, thank you for doing this and whatnot. What makes you actually feel good when they say something really positive? What actually moves you? I kind of figure you hear a lot of the same things.
Well,
what is one of the best compliments you've ever had?
To me, the best compliment is always when someone says, "You guys helped me get into fighting games."
Okay.
Because that's the reason why we do commentary, is because we're trying to get other people to enjoy fighting games, to understand fighting games. Because, look, a lot of times if you're watching fighting games, it's hard to tell how much skill and talent goes into it
Right.
unless you try to explain it. And so when people actually come up and say, oh, I wouldn't have gotten into fighting games if it weren't for you guys. You know,
Right.
that to me means the most, because that means I've helped people enjoy fighting games, and I love fighting games, like I said, so much. So.
Yeah, I feel like we have to give back because, you know, you mentioned we're from the arcade days, from older days, and there were people, maybe not for you because you were in on the ground floor, but for me
Right.
certainly there were people who were there to help me figure out what to do, whether I was posting on SRK or whether there were people in my arcade who would help out. And it's in large part because of those people that I stuck with fighting games, and then I learned how to play, and I sort of developed on my own once they kickstarted it. So now that I'm in a position that I can help people do that, that's what I want to do. I feel like I have to give back in doing that. So if somebody thinks that that's been useful, then that's what I'm looking for.
All right. Now, there are a lot of other teams or people doing a lot of video game commentary, you know, just right now in general for any game. What is maybe a few common mistakes that these people are making that you can tell them right now that, you know, this is something that will level you up? What like just some basic things that they need to do, not to get to you guys' level, but just, you know, basic, like this is the basic bread and butter combos for them to do.
I mean, we're still trying to get to a lot of other people's levels. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, all right, okay.
You know, I mean, it's always an ongoing.
Look, everybody has a different style. That's how it
Okay,
should be.
all right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to be the situation that everybody commentating a fighting game is going to sound the same or act the same. Or,
Right.
that'd be boring.
Yeah, people ask me all the time, like, how can I learn to commentate like you? And
Yeah.
I'm like, you shouldn't.
Yeah, you should.
You should. Look,
Everybody should be their own person.
yeah, when I first tried to do commentary, you know, at the time, one of the only examples out there was Yipes, right? Because
Right.
he would basically be on like the.
But it's hard to be Yipes.
Dude,
Only Yipes, only Yipes.
I tried, and
Only Yipes.
it was awful. Like, it was a disaster. I was like trying to come up with catchphrases and stuff. It was terrible. It was terrible. And honestly, yeah.
Just practicing in the mirror.
Yeah. But no, this was actually on stream, and it was bad. So
Okay.
it was bad. And you know, honestly, like, I like the fact that you have someone like Yipes who could bring a different flavor of commentary.
Right.
I like Tasty Steve when he does his commentary.
Right.
You know what? One of my favorite commentators, Eris. Eris just like cracks me up like you can't even possibly imagine. Like, that guy just makes me laugh all day, and I love that. I love that it's all different kinds of styles. So honestly, like, one of the advice that I do give a lot of people when they ask me that is, you know, be yourself.
Okay.
You know, just do what you naturally, you know, comes to you, and you know, while you try to do good commentary, but definitely keep your own personality in there.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, like, there's like fundamentals to commentary that people then have different spins on. I mean, you have to be able to put a sentence together.
Okay.
You have to be able to understand like when the exciting moments are,
Right.
and like explain that, but like not necessarily with a worded explanation. It doesn't need to be like, that was hype because. It could just be you screaming, or maybe you have a
Yeah.
catchphrase or whatever it is.
Right.
But you have to be able to do that. You have to know stuff about the game. You have to be
Yes.
knowledgeable so that you can understand when those moments come. But even on top of that, like, explain like why something happens or not, or like understand why it's cool,
Yeah,
and
because
be able
it's
to
just
impart
never
that.
fun to be a dumbass on camera.
It's not. Yeah, I've been there. I've been there.
We've done that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It
For
doesn't
sure,
work very well.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like you have to have those things, and on top of that, it's a lot of practice. You know, when we
You guys practice?
I mean,
You in training? Wait a minute, you got a commentary training mode.
Sort
What
of.
is this you telling me?
sort of.
Okay.
But that training mode has taken place live in front of the stream
Okay.
every night for like 6 years.
Right.
Like when we first started to look back on it now, it was not good.
Yeah.
It was not good.
Okay.
There's like one match that I remember, like, I was super proud of our commentary like a few years ago. It was the Vi Daigo match.
Oh, yeah.
And we rewatched
At
that, and
SCO.
I was just like, this is awful.
Yeah. Now I think it's bad.
This is like so bad.
Because we've been able to develop in that time. So anyway, it's a skill. You have to
Right.
you have to practice on
Right.
it to get better. And if you're trying to get into it now, one way to practice on it is by kind of having a training mode of like, you know, downloading a couple of matches from YouTube and
Right.
putting them together on your computer, and then trying to commentate it just to yourself,
Yeah.
just so you can try to figure out what you're supposed to do and send that to somebody to review. People have done that to me. I'm happy to look at that stuff, to try to sort of give advice and
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
I think you have to treat it like that if you want to get better.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, there's a lot of times that I'll be watching streams, but it's just like in an environment where I can't hear it or whatever
Right,
like that. So I'll just have it on mute, and while I watch it, I commentate to myself. Like
I
actual
do that
live
too.
streams, I just do that while I'm sitting there watching it, just to practice. Now
This is just fighting games. Like, would this ever go out into other genres?
Oh no, this is
Just
fighting
fighting
games.
Just
as well.
fighting games.
Like
Okay.
when I had to do, for example, I got invited to do the Killer Instinct World Cup,
Right.
right, just recently. And yeah, I just started watching a bunch of Killer Instinct streams, and while I was watching it, I was
Just
commentating
absorbing
in my
it.
hand. Yeah, yeah.
But with that being said, okay, so you guys focus mainly on fighting games, right?
Yeah.
Only
If there was,
fighting games,
if
yeah.
it, okay, all right, then let's get outside of that.
Okay.
Okay.
If a gaming company came to you and said, "Hey guys, you guys are doing a great job, but I got another game that has nothing to do with fighting whatsoever,"
Yeah.
what type of game?
I don't
Well,
know.
actually, hold on. Let me put a little twist on this.
Okay.
All right, David, what game should Chen here commentate but has nothing to do with fighting games?
You know what he would be good at?
Well, tell me, what would
He would be good at Splatoon.
Dude, that's what I
He
would
would
have
be
said.
good at. Yo, you would be good at
I was
Splatoon?
for myself.
I
Yeah.
feel like they should
yeah.
high five each other right now.
Yeah. No, I would love to do Splatoon, to be honest, because I love that game. That game is so much fun.
And it's got a high-powered kid market, so
Yeah.
I don't think it's that hard to commentate. It's just like,
Well, I mean, the crazy thing is that when
There's
you
some
play the
complexity
game,
in there,
there's like
man.
some crazy strategies in that game.
It's
yeah,
cool.
it's just a cool concept for a game. So
Yeah.
and I played it a lot, and I had fun with that. So
Yeah.
all right. Now, vice versa.
if I had to suggest you commentate a game, I'm trying to think here. Like it's not a fighting game.
Not a fighting game.
I'd say, you know what? You should commentate some versus Civilization.
Oh, I'd be so in there. Civilization 5 versus mode? Online play? That would be awesome. I would do
Okay,
that.
now why would that be awesome?
I would do that because I crack out on that game constantly. On Civ 5. I mean, just as we were flying here, I turned it on when we sat down in the plane, and all of a sudden we were landing. I don't know what happened, but 4 hours had passed, and I was just done with.
So you
Civ.
as a player, you absorbed enough of the game, but you feel confident you can actually
Oh yeah, I can
talk about
definitely.
it. All right. Well, Deuce, thank you so very much. And in closing, you got any words you want to tell the people?
I mean, like I said, we try very hard to help people get into fighting games and learn fighting games. So you can follow us on Ultra Chen TV on Twitter, and Jay Chen's and Ultra David separately on Twitter as well. But check out our YouTube /Ultra Chen TV and our Twitch /Ultra Chen TV.
Plugs.
Yeah.
All right, anything?
That's good enough for me. All right, man.
All right.
Thanks for
wait.
Oh.
It ain't over yet. Something hit me.
One thing I will say though is definitely enjoy fighting games, man.
Yeah.
They are so much fun. They're so
Yeah.
like, take the time to appreciate and enjoy fighting.
It's still socializing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's my favorite part about fighting
It's
games.
still a major point of socializing.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why, we met each other. Because first time I met Larry, I didn't like him. He was that dick. I didn't like him. But through warring, we became friends. which-
Right.
which is
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But then there's another war, and this is, and I gotta ask you guys because you guys work in the field of commentary, which is basically translating it to other people to make them understand. But what happens when you have a group of people, in this case, i.e., my wife, who does not like video games? Okay, how do you translate it? How do you make this seem fun for them?
My girlfriend doesn't really play video games either. She has her own like world. Like she has the things that she's into in the same way that I'm into fighting games.
Right.
So we're both coming from a position where we know that the other one doesn't know anything about it. I don't know that much about like running or like baking and stuff. But I can listen to her and like find why she's excited about it.
Right.
And I can do the same thing
So
with
you
her.
couldn't commentate her baking.
You know what? I'm getting better at it.
You gotta try.
I'm just absorbing it, I'm the guinea pig whenever she makes something, so I've had a lot of
What a
baked
horrible
goods.
role to have, right?
Man, but you gotta
try
do
this cake.
Yeah,
Can you
no,
try
but I
this-
mean, we both have things that we are really into, so it's not that hard, I don't think, to explain to somebody else why you're so into something when they have their own thing that they sort of understand, like how it is to be really engaged in something.
All right. Is there somebody in your life that's like just really hard to? Video games are okay.
I mean, my parents have never understood my obsession with video games.
Even at this moment?
Oh, they understand it a little bit more now, but I mean, just in general, the way that I always just explain it to everybody is just that, you know, the level of talent and skill and passion that it really does take to play these kind of games. You know what I mean? And when you try to explain it that way, like most of the, it's like you said, like if they have their own passion, like a lot of people that I know, like there was one person that I talked to about a long time ago, and she was like, I totally understand it because she used to be like a competitive ice skater. And it's like as soon as you see that kind of parallel, it just makes a lot of sense. So if there's a way that you can present it to them in a way that they can relate to it, that's
there has to be some kind of bond.
Yeah.
Even though it's the two things are completely and totally different, there has to be some kind of common bond so you guys can work together.
Yeah, I always remember that there was a story where Bang the Machine is a documentary a long time, for Street Fighter for a long time ago, and it was shown at a film festival. When we walked out, some of the people who were not part of the FGC who saw it recognized that some of the people that we were in the movie, right? And they actually were like, I used to be a competitive skateboarder. This feels like the exact same thing. This is very cool, you know. And it was really cool to hear that kind of stuff. So.
Well, what do you do with your wife? How do you explain it?
I have to. Okay, so that's cool. You're just gonna switch it on to me. Okay, so basically, all right. So basically, I have to use our children as the catalyst because she doesn't like video games, but she doesn't want to be left out of the whole family mold. Okay. So actually, you know, and I'll play any game with my children, but recently my kids like to play King's Quest. And you know, my kids are bilingual, and they speak more Japanese than they do English. But King's Quest is such a visual game. But they ask some of the most awesomest questions, like, you know, why are you going into the well? Like that's the first thing in the game. Like you're ringing a bell and you're going down into the well. Do you need water? I'm pretty sure there's a river or something. Like there are other options. Like why can't you go around it? And it's lovely. And you know my wife is just like, I see her in the corner like she wants to say something, but she doesn't want to admit that this is a video game that she's having fun. So it's really kind of tough. So usually my best angle is to go through the children to get her into it. And that makes me look like a better dad.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool.
That's cool.
So you definitely have to use your kids, and I'm so about using video games to educate children.
Oh yeah.
Because it holds their attention.
Look, no, very few of the fighting game players that I've ever met throughout my life, like every single one of these guys I meet, they're all so smart. They're all
a lot of people are smart.
Like the talent level of people who play fighting games is ridiculous. It's so amazing.
When I grew up, my dad and uncle played in the arcades before I was born. I mean, they were in the 70s. So I grew up playing video games with my dad. I remember buying like a Commodore 64 or something when I was a little kid.
You had a cool dad.
So like definitely.
You never had to talk your parents into buying consoles.
No, my first console was my dad's Commodore 64.
You got some hand-me-down.
I remember playing with him, so I'm looking forward to doing that one day. Like having kids, that's gonna be awesome. That's one of the things I'm most looking forward to.
They love it. They love it. They're like, you know.
It's going to be like our family tradition rather than like playing baseball or whatever. You know? It's going to be like grandpa and me and the kid and we're all playing.
But there's a bad part to this, okay?
Okay.
Especially when you play Street Fighter and your kids, like, the character select is terrible. Because it's like, okay, so I got 3 kids, right?
Okay.
And so my daughter plays Cammy and I hate Cammy.
Okay.
And it's nothing cynical. there's no way, I don't want to impose upon her.
Right. Yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, why you gotta pick her? Can't you pick somebody else? My son loves Fei Long, and it's cool. But it's just like you want to jump on them, but you can't. You gotta let them. You gotta let them walk that path.
Yeah.
So I think one of the shining moments is like. My son, he did a fireball by accident, and he turned to me. He's like, "Yo, how do I do that again?"
Yeah.
So small steps.
That's right.
Little rainbows. Just little rainbows.
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's so cool.
So when you have kids, think about that, you know. And your dad was awesome, And you know what? There's still hope for your family. You gotta keep working on it.
No, to be honest with you, I mean, my dad is like super good at Ms. Pac-Man, and he likes to play like Space Invaders and stuff like. Well, my parents used to own a restaurant, and someone put a little cocktail Space Invaders in there.
Oh, the tabletop.
Yeah, the tabletop ones,
Okay.
and we would actually like after the restaurant would close, like me, my brother, and my dad would sit there and play Space Invaders for a little bit. So, my dad, I mean, they didn't approve of video games necessarily, but I think my dad secretly likes them. So.
They just don't tell your mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't tell your mom.
Exactly.
All right. Well, guys, thank you very much. I know you got a busy schedule, and this has been Final Round 19. 19. We're gonna be here but we're gonna be here for 20. Guys, thank you for joining us.